So you've just gone into travel agents. It's now February. You've booked your holiday for June. So you've got February, remainder of full month of March, full month of April, full month of May, and then you get to your holiday in June. So what can you be doing between now and then? Well, you can be preparing to make sure that when you travel with your metal detector and you get to your destination, you have the best possible time. And I hope this video goes some way to providing you with some information to make that happen for you. You know, you may be a seasoned traveller with your detector, in which case you'll know all this. But if not, and it's your first trip you're planning abroad, have a look through this video because there's some really good tips in here and I hope they help you. And if they do, leave a comment below and let me know whether this was helpful for you when you went abroad. So you've got all this time now to get planning. The first thing that you want to do is look up on the internet whether you can do beach metal detecting, because this is what this video covers. I don't do land. Beach metal detecting at the destination you're arriving with. There also are a lot of tips in here if you're travelling with a metal detector to actually get you there. So if you're going to do land when you get there, some of this will still be relevant. And that's the first thing, because what you don't want to do is go all that way, get there, and then you're not allowed to use your metal detector on the beach. Now, I Google and look round, and there's a couple of sites that come up when you look like, can I metal detect in Cape Verde? Can I metal detect in the Maldives, or wherever you're going? And it will tell you whether you can or not. The other thing you can do is you can write to the local ministry office and just say to them, I'm coming to your island or your country, can I do metal detecting? And then they're always very helpful. Or even if you look on their website, sometimes it tells you on there whether you can do it. You don't even need to contact them. So use this bit of time that you've got, you know, these few months, use it wisely. And if you need to get a permit, get a permit. Then you're fixed. One of the most important bits of kit when you're travelling abroad with your metal detector, for me, was actually getting my metal detector there in one piece. Now, we've all seen pictures of what goes on with baggage handlers. Exactly. So, I had just a normal suitcase with those floppy sides, and there was no way I was putting my metal detector in there. So, I went on to Fleabay, and I looked round, and I looked for one of these Samsonite suitcases. Now, these are old hat now, and no one wants them. They all want, you know, the ones on wheels. This has got two wheels, but it's not like the four-wheel pull along, and it's not fashionable anymore. So you can pick these up really cheap. But the good thing with them being Samsonite is they're built like a brick. And then what you can do, as you've seen on my previous videos, is what you want is the widest diagonal you can get. Now, my metal detector fits in there like so. But there's no way that side's moving, so that fits my metal detector perfectly. Now, diagonally from corner to corner, outside to outside, it's 34.5 inches or 88 centimetres, and I think this is one of the biggest ones they do. Oh, inside measurement is approximately 33 inches, which is 84 centimetres. And then you put your metal detector in there, and there's no way that's going to go. They've got a 3-point lock on them, here, here, and here, and a combination lock, so it's completely safe. The other good thing as well is you put it up here, this handle pulls out, you lift it up, and it's on wheels. So you can just push it about. And also you can identify your case because they're pretty unique, apart from the flight I went on recently to Cape Verde. And there was another one on there, but it did have different shape handle. You can put your initials on, but tie something on your case that makes it stand out. So if there is another one, when you go to pick it up, the handle has got something tied to it that makes it different. You think, hang on, that's not my case, or oh yes, that's mine. So that's your most important bit. You can get them on eBay. They range from about £17 to about 30 UK pounds. So about $20 to $35, $40. They're not expensive, but if it means it protects your metal detector when you go abroad, it's worth every penny. Now, the next bit of kit that you're going to need to take with you on your holiday is some sort of digging tool, shovel or a sand scoop. Now, as I'm normally when I go abroad, they've got lovely sandy beaches. I take my homemade sand scoop, which I made, which perfectly fits in my suitcase securely. I've done an old video on how to make one of these if you want to make one. But if you haven't got a sand scoop and you want to take something, you can get these very cheaply online. Very lightweight, drops in. The only downside is it means you have got to go down and dig. But the good thing with these is once you've got it full of sand, if you wave it across the coil and it beeps, there's the coin in there. If you haven't, you can tip it out, take another and keep doing that. But I recommend making one of these. And you haven't got to bend down, you can just dig, shake it out, and everything's done. So that's something else you could be working on your project to go abroad. The next bit of kit you're going to be packing is your headphones. Now, I use wired headphones and they've got a 6.35mm jack on them. Now, you need a spare set, so either take a spare set completely as shown of these, or get yourself down to your local Poundland or dollar store or what they are, and they do these little mini headphones, £1 a pack. But they come with a little 3.5mm jack. So what you need to do is get yourself an adapter from a 3.5mm to a 6.35mm, and then it allows you to use these in your metal detector. These, you know, these are emergency headphones. Hopefully you will never need to use them, but take a spare set of headphones with you. Or you can still use your detector, but everyone on the beach is going to hear you beeping away. And these jacks are about $1.99 UK pounds, so about $2.50 if you need to get them. Always take a couple of these as well. As you can see, I've got a bag full of them here, literally. And pack them in. So that's your headphone side covered. Now, if you've got Wi-Fi headphones, I can't really advise you because I don't own Wi-Fi headphones. So again, take whatever spare set you can. Same principle, get yourself a cheaper Wi-Fi headset that you know works with your detector and just keep it as a backup just in case you do need it. As you may recall, in Cape Verde, my headphones gave up the ghost. I came back and repaired this, and then I went to Germany. No, I came back and I didn't repair it, and I went to Germany and trod on the cable and ripped the earphones out. So always have a spare set with you. And the other thing, before you go, get yourself some mosquito or bug spray. Again, Cape Verde, I had to buy some while I was there. There wasn't supposed to be any mosquitoes according to what I read, but you saw what happened in the morning. I was new meat on the block and I was fresh for picking. So they were there having a right old feast on me until I got that Bug Buster 4000 and sprayed that on and went into me tank every morning and had a dip, and it worked perfectly. But I paid nearly 15 UK pounds for a can of bug spray, but it was worth it because otherwise I got bitten to death. But you know, you can get this for like $3.99 in the UK, so about $5, so take it with you because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Let's talk batteries. Now, my metal detector takes 8 AA batteries. These are just normal dry cell batteries. They don't like you to put batteries in your checked baggage, i.e. your suitcase that's going in the hold. They like you to take batteries on as hand luggage. The first time I went, I got caught out, so I had to open up my bag and take all of my batteries out, the metal detector, everything. So, pack them in your hand luggage and take them on with you. But there is an exclusion. If you've got lithium-ion batteries, if they're up to 100 watt-hours, you take them in your hand luggage. If they're over 100 watt-hours, they have to go in your checked baggage and go in the hold. I don't know on lithium-ion batteries for metal detectors because I don't own one, but I suggest you check the rules if you have lithium-ion batteries. But as I say, under 100 watt-hours, put it in your hand luggage. Over 100 watt-hours, that goes in the hold. That is the rules. These, you can take as many as you like. They normally don't bother you. But if you was taking like about 50 bags of these and they thought you was then reselling them, then they may confiscate them. But I normally just take an extra 1 pack of these, because my batteries normally last all week, to be honest with you. I put brand new ones in before I go, and then I'll just have a spare pack in case of emergencies. And I've not had any troubles when I've been travelling with my batteries at all. Whilst we're talking batteries, my metal detector has a battery holder that fits inside the handle that my 8 AA batteries fit into, and it connects onto here to the wire. If this breaks when you're away, you're stuffed, you haven't got a metal detector. So I always carry a spare one of these with me in case it breaks. You know, one of these tabs could break off, or connection here could break off, or it could just stop working altogether. So it's always worth carrying a spare one of those if you use one. Now, when I'm travelling, because I do my YouTube videos, I always have this little case. It's a GoPro pack case. But what I always put in here, I haven't got them all in here, I take a few extra tools with me. Now this one here, when I flew the first time and I took my scan scoop that I built, the pressurised cabin appeared to loosen all the bolts on my sand scoop. So when I got the other end, they was all flopping about. So I had to go and find the local maintenance guy, slip him some money, and he tightened them up. But what I take with me now is I put in this little slimline spanner. It's a 6 and 7 mil spanner. I don't know what that is in 1/8 of an inch, but obviously I'm using metric nuts and bolts, so it allows me to tighten everything up when I get there. Things like small screwdrivers and things, you can get these things called dumpy screwdrivers. I'll show you what that looks like. You can take full-size ones if you want, but these are the dumpy ones, and I've got a crosshead, posi drive, or Phillips, or whatever you want to call it, and a flat-bladed one. And this is just enough for me to nip up something that's come loose. And they're normally fine. As you can see, they fit in my case nice and easily, and I can put them in. I don't need much more than that, and we're sorted. I might slip in an occasional cable tie as well in case I need to secure anything. You know, your coil head could break off, you could cable tie it back on. Something like that is always good to carry, and then it gets you out of a fix. But have a think about what you need and what will fit your particular metal detecting application, and put it in a little case before you go and take it with you. Put it in your in the hold luggage as well, so you don't have any problems going through check-in with your hand luggage. If you put it in the hold, it's scanned and it's completely out of the way and it's gone. Then you get no problems. Now, we all know when we're out on the beach, we're not necessarily in front of the hotel. We can be miles away, right up the beach, somewhere away from anyone or whatever. So the other thing is, put yourself in 3 or 4 big size plasters, and maybe an antiseptic wipe as well. So if you cut yourself on a piece of glass when you're digging on the beach, or a bit of metal or something, whatever, you can clean your puncture, put a plaster on, and you're good to go again. You haven't got to go off finding first aid or stop or whatever, because your time's limited, so be prepared. And again, you know, plasters, you've probably got some at home in your house. Just take like a little strip of that, put it in your pocket. Done. It's there. Now the other thing you quite often get, oh, have you found anything? You know, you don't know who's asking you what you found. They could be just perfectly acceptable, normal people, or they could be just about to have a go at you and try and nick your stuff. So, always take a fines pot, put your good stuff in there, keep that in your pocket out of the way, and then all your trash and your coins and stuff, just slip a couple in your pocket. And if you get stopped and you just pull it out and say, oh, I mainly found junk, 1 coin, they ain't going to do anything for 1 coin, are they? And you've been quite open with them, so then they'll just move on. Always think about it. Be a bit savvy. The next thing is protection. No, not what you're thinking. You don't need that unless you're going out in the evening, but we won't go into that. Anyway, so back to protection. So when you're out in the morning, the sun's just coming up, it can still be pretty hot. So you want your bug spray on. If you burn really easily, put some sun cream on. I don't unless I'm out in the midday sun, so I normally just put my bug spray on and go out, and I'm normally okay, but it's up to you. Definitely a pair of sunglasses, because the sun is really bright, and also if it's reflecting off the water, it's, yeah, you just don't see. But these also just give you a bit better view of what's on the floor and things as well, so a pair of good, really good sunglasses. Now I've got a mobile phone here, but you can take a phone for in case of emergencies, but whether or not it'll work abroad, I don't know, but it's always a good thing to have with you. And the other thing this gives you is a clock as well. I only normally go out for a few hours in the morning, so I can check the time with this. Also, I can take some photos of the finds and things as well. And also, if there is an emergency, I can contact someone. So again, highly recommend that as well. Also, you're going to need to get yourself a hat, and I would recommend a hat as well because, again, with the sun, the back of your neck can get pretty burnt, and you know, some people burn easily, some don't. I normally have an army hat, and I'll show you a picture of it now, and it's quite a loose fitting hat because when I've got my headphones on, this bit fits inside the hat as well, and then I've got a brim all the way back around here, all the way around. And with my sunglasses on, it's perfect, but it also protects the back of my neck so I don't get any sun on my neck. And it also protects my head, and I'm just in the shade, and you just don't get hot. And also, if it's windy, you can still wear your hat, because the one I have has a little drawstring that pulls up under your neck, so your hat can't blow off. And also with these, if you're out in the wind and the sand's blowing about, you don't get sand in your eyes, and you can still keep going detecting. See, lots of tips and tricks here. Now we're going to chat footwear. Now, it depends on what type of metal detecting you're going to do when you're away. If you're going to stay on the dry sand, just wander along the beach, then pair of trainers or beach shoes, they'll be perfectly fine. If you're going to go in the water, obviously you're going to be in shorts. You're going to want a pair of beach shoes or what are called dive boots. Now I've got dive boots. It just happened I brought them. They've got a sole on them as well, because the thing is, if you're walking in the water, you don't know what you're stepping on. The last thing you want to do is step on a weaver fish or something and end up with a spike in the bottom of your foot and then ruin your holiday and also ruin your metal detecting. So never walk into the water bare feet, no matter how cool it is, and you know, or how inviting it will. Always have some sort of protective shoe on, and you want something with a hard sole as well, because I say, if you step on a fish with spines on it, it's going straight through your foot, and then you'll probably end up in the hospital or the local doctors, which probably won't be a nice experience. So here's a picture of some of the shoes you can use, but as I say, it's down to you as to what you do. But again, even on the dry sand, don't walk along the beach barefoot, because if you know from your metal detecting, there's nails, glass and God knows what literally under that sand, and it's just waiting to go through your foot. So always wear something on your feet.